President Trump is suggesting that the Justice Department should pay him more than $230 million in damages. And OpenAI has launched a web browser called Atlas that's powered by ChatGPT. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. President Trump is suggesting the Justice Department should pay him roughly $230 million in damages. The New York Times reports that's for past investigations of him by federal authorities. NPR's Elena Moore has more.
NPR has not independently confirmed the report, but when asked about it by reporters, Trump stopped short of affirming it. But he did say the Justice Department, quote, probably owes me a lot of money, and that he'd give any potential payment to charity or use it to keep restoring the White House. He also acknowledged the unusual nature of any potential payment from the DOJ.
That decision would have to go across my desk, and it's awfully strange to make a decision where I'm paying myself. In other words, did you ever have one of those cases where you have to decide how much you're paying yourself in damages? But I was damaged very greatly.
The report comes as critics of the White House have voiced concerns that Trump is using the agency for his own political and personal agenda. Elena Moore, NPR News.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is suing the House of Representatives. She's demanding the chamber swear in new Democratic Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva. The Arizona Congresswoman-elect, who joined the lawsuit, won a special election last month. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he won't swear her in until the shutdown is over. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer is calling for a meeting with President Trump about the federal government shutdown. Trump says Democrats must first meet Republican demands to reopen the government. Senate Republican leader John Thune plans to bring up legislation to pay some federal staffers. Most are missing paychecks. Some are turning to food pantries for help. From member station WAMU, Jenny Abamu reports from a food distribution site in Maryland.
Lines of federal workers waiting for food boxes wrapped around the grocery store and into the neighborhood. The county is home to more than 60,000 federal workers. Jay, a furloughed federal employee who only wanted to use his first name out of fear of losing his job, says he has a 1 and a 5-year-old at home.
Kids, they eat a lot. And then you try to get them stuff that's healthy as well. It's a lot on the parents.
This is the first in a series of food drives specifically for federal workers across the D.C. metro area. It started with 300 boxes for 150 families, but ran out halfway through distribution. Organizers say they're doubling the number of boxes for the rest of the week. For NPR News, I'm Jenny Abamu in Hyattsville, Maryland.
Court documents show the president plans to eliminate more than 2,000 jobs in the Department of the Interior. These jobs are found mostly in western states. Officials say the Interior Department layoffs were planned before the shutdown started. But NPR's Kirk Siegler reports a federal judge has put those plans on hold temporarily.
Former and retired federal land managers say the hundreds of jobs planned to be cut from agencies like the U.S. Geological Survey and the Bureau of Land Management will hit rural America hard. But Steve Ellis says smaller agency staffs will also slow Trump's promised plan to boost logging and drilling on federal public land. Ellis retired in 2017 as the number 2 in charge at the federal BLM.
Everything that's been done since Doge hit the Beltway, it's a distraction to these federal employees that just want to get the job done for the American public.
In a court filing, a lawyer with the Interior Department says the agency plans to continue with its RIF, or reduction in force plan, if a higher court rules in its favor. Kirk Siegler, NPR News, Boise.
Vice President Vance has met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel. Vance is working to shore up the U.S.-brokered ceasefire in Gaza. The vice president says the goals of the ceasefire are clear.
We have a very, very tough task ahead of us, which is to disarm Hamas, but rebuild Gaza, to make life better for the people in Gaza, but also to ensure that Hamas is no longer a threat to our friends in Israel.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to go to Israel tomorrow. 7 universities have declined offers from the Trump administration to sign an agreement on their curriculum to align with Trump administration priorities. The University of Texas at Austin has not indicated yet what it'll do. From member station KUT, Greta Diaz-Gonzalez-Vasquez has more.
The Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Education asks universities to follow 10 points aligned with the Trump administration's priorities in exchange for better access to federal funding. David DeMatthews is a professor in the College of Education at UT Austin.
Like having the federal government or state government engaging, pushing in to the institutional autonomy, I think that runs great risks.
University of Texas officials initially said they were honored to be among the selected universities. On Monday, UT Austin told NPR they didn't have an update on their decision. For NPR News, I'm Greta Diaz-Gonzalez-Vazquez in Austin, Texas.
The artificial intelligence company OpenAI has launched an AI-enabled web browser. NPR's John Ruwitch reports this opens a new front in OpenAI's competition with Google.
The new browser is called Atlas, and the company says it's built with the chatbot ChatGPT at its core. Part of what it'll be able to do is remember past searches and context from those searches. The company says that'll make it easier to, say, pull up previous results and work with them. It'll also be able to summarize and analyze content from websites. OpenAI launched the browser on Mac OS and says it'll be available on Windows, iOS, and Android soon. The move takes the competition between so-called AI answer engines and traditional search to new levels. Traditional search is dominated by Google and its Chrome browser, which is the world's most popular way to access the internet. But ChatGPT has leapt in popularity as an information retrieval tool. Google's share price fell after the announcement. John Ruwitch, NPR News.
Americans are expected to spend a record $13 billion on Halloween this year. From Northwest Public Broadcasting, Lauren Patterson tells us where some of that cash is going.
A survey by the National Retail Federation finds 73% of the participants plan to celebrate Halloween this year. That's up from about half in 2005.
Over the past 20 years, there's been a dramatic increase in the number of people who are celebrating Halloween.
That's Jay Zagorski, an economics professor at Boston University who researches holidays. The data also show people are spending billions on costumes this year, and more people are dressing up their pets. Zagorski says that's due to social media.
One or two influencers start dressing up their pets, and then everyone's like, oh, I need to dress up my pet too.
People are predicted to spend nearly $1 billion on pet costumes this year. For NPR News, I'm Lauren Patterson in Pullman, Washington.
American pianist Eric Liu has won the top prize at the International Chopin Piano Competition in Poland. Liu performed Chopin's Polonaise Fantasy and his Piano Concerto No. 2 in F minor, Opus 21. Liu is being awarded a gold medal and a $70,000 prize. The International Chopin Piano Competition is held only once every 5 years. I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News in Washington.